Hey guys, welcome back to User Experience Points. This week we're going to talk about Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. I've been wanting to talk about Monster Hunter on this show for a while now because it's easily my favorite video game series. My ideal choice would have been Monster Hunter 4, but the barrier to entry when it comes to capturing game footage on the 3DS is a bit much. Even still, being a Wii U exclusive, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate has some interesting features that I can talk about in terms of its UX design that are only possible using the Wii U's tablet. But first I have to talk about the poor experience in downloading content for this game. Now, I really shouldn't complain because all of this is offered completely free, but that doesn't excuse how completely unintuitive and confusing this menu is. It starts with a series of status screens that you have to acknowledge, and there's no indication on screen of what button you need to press. There's not even a press any button to continue message. After pressing any button or just headbutting the tablet a few times, you're brought to a screen where you choose from 3 different sections. The first section is content previews. Now this is neat because you can go in and see what the upcoming downloadable content is going to be. In spite of the fact that you're simply reading through a list of posts in this menu, it couldn't have been laid out more poorly. The entire left half of the screen is used just to show what the 3 most recent posts are, even though you can see that just by looking at the list of posts. If you want to actually see what content each post contains, you have to select the post and then press A to open it. This displays the post's content on the left. Why on earth can't I just scroll through each of these and see its content on the left? That would be so much more efficient. Continuously selecting posts and then pressing a button to read them is completely unnecessary. This appears to have been a technical issue because each time you select a post, it's actually retrieving its content from a server. As someone who does UX design for software development, I completely understand when these sort of limitations pop up. But this sort of result is a perfect example of why development and design need to coexist together. The truth is, design is development. Early communication between these two disciplines can prevent issues like this that pop up way too late for anyone to fix. Moving on, by now you may have noticed another strange thing about this menu. The only on-screen button indication for navigation is exit. Now this exits the entire DLC menu and will take you back to the title screen. In order to go back up a level in this menu, you have to press B. That is nowhere on screen, in any of the menus. That's simply inexcusable. So what about the other sections? Quests fares a little bit better because scrolling through the list actually shows you the content of that quest on the left. It's very easy to select which ones you want to download, and the game even warns you that if you have too many selected at once, that the download will take a long time. Quests that you've already downloaded are also labeled clearly, though for some reason you can still select them to download again. I have no idea why. And finally we have the extras section, which is easily the worst. Not only does the list of items highlight this menu's incredibly poor color choices that make everything super hard to read, but there is no way to see what you're actually downloading, and your only option is to download everything. I am at a loss for words. Moving on. Alright, that was pretty rough, so next let's talk about something really cool. The majority of your time in Monster Hunter is spent out in the world hunting monsters, and during this part of the game, your interface is 100% customizable. Aside from just being a really cool feature, this shows that the interface was designed to be a list of components that can be rearranged rather than a very specific layout. Customization is extremely important for video game interfaces because it's something you're going to be looking at a lot. Someone who plays Monster Hunter regularly is not unlike a designer who uses Photoshop all the time. No matter how well they know their way around, there's always going to be a few panels that they want visible by default. Thanks to its unique use of the Wii U's tablet, this game caters to that need perfectly. Rearranging panels is done entirely on the touchscreen using a wheel that you can control on the touchscreen itself or using the D-pad. The most critical parts of the interface, like your health meter, are shown on the TV screen by default, but if you add that panel to the touchscreen, then it's removed from the TV screen. I personally prefer to move the entire interface to the touchscreen so I can enjoy the graphics on my TV. Another really great feature is that you can save up to 3 different preset panel arrangements. That way you can have a multiplayer arrangement that has your team's health on the bottom screen and keeps the kick button handy in case anybody gets paralyzed. And since I'm a kind of a sucker for accessibility features, I think it's super cool that you can arrange the actual position of your touchscreen controls. This allows you to make your touchscreen controls that easier to get to depending on which hand you favor, or if you just want it in the middle. Tapping the same button repeatedly to switch between the positions is a little unintuitive, but I'll let that slide. Overall, I can't praise these customization features enough. They enhance the user experience by giving players something that they can create and be proud of. It increases accessibility. They're fantastic. And that's all I've got for you guys this week. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because I upload a new episode of UXP every Friday. I'll definitely be revisiting this game in some form in the future, whether that's a second episode focusing on it, or just bringing up a couple things in the next roundup. So look forward to that and something a little bit different next week. I'll see you all then.